Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our press conference for our great event we have planned for you Saturday night from the Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey. I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you to everybody watching us streaming live on ESPN+. We have planned a special homecoming for Shakur Stevenson. It is his professional homecoming. He is Newark born and raised, and he's fighting in his first main event on ESPN, taking on former world title challenger Alberto Guevara, and that fight will be headlining our show, as I mentioned, Saturday night. In our co-feature, we have a 12-round IBF bantamweight eliminator for the #2 ranking in the division between Chi-Town's very own Joshua "Don't Blink" Greer and Nikolai Potapov from Brooklyn by way of Russia. The ESPN telecast on Saturday begins at 10:30 p.m. local time here in New Jersey, and the entire undercard will stream, as always, right here on ESPN Plus starting at 7 p.m. There is a lot of talent on the undercard. A few of the guys are here. We're going to hear from them in just a little bit, but just know if you're in the Jersey area, there are still some tickets available. They're starting as low as $25, and you can purchase them on Ticketmaster.com. You can pay by phone, or if you're in the Newark area, you can get to the Prudential Center box office and buy tickets in person. We really do have a great card planned for you Saturday night. So if you can get there, you'll want to watch it live. If not, watch on ESPN or ESPN Deportes. Before we get started talking to the fighters and Carl from Top Rank, I would like to introduce the mayor of Newark, Mayor Ross Baraka. Are you here? I thought I saw you walking in. Mayor Baraka? Hi, come on up here. Come on up here. I'd like to have Mayor Baraka say a few words just about what the fight means to the city, what Shakur means to the city. I know you're very familiar with this young man.
Yes, so we are extremely proud of Shakur Stevenson here in the city of Newark. Got an opportunity to see him with the young people yesterday. That was an incredible scene. You should have been there. The young people love him in this city. The city loves him. The kind of discipline, commitment to his craft, his skill, all of those things are amazing. Not for him just growing up from the city of Newark, but all of these young people get an opportunity to see what it takes to be a professional, to be a champion, to stand out and do the things that he's doing. I'm excited. I got my own autograph yesterday. We're going to frame it and put it on City Hall's wall right next to Michael B. Jordan's signature when he was pretending to be the fighter, and Shakur Stevenson, who's actually the fighter.
For real.
But we are proud. Great things are coming out of Newark. Shakur Stevenson represents that for us, and we know he's going to give us a victory and an incredible show Saturday, and I will be there. So God bless you, God speak to you, and all of you fighters that are here today. Good luck. Welcome to the great city of Newark.
Thank you, Mayor Baraka.
Oh yeah, if tickets available, come get your. Newark is already going to be in the house, stand up. And you know how we do, some of us coming to the door. Unfortunately, we're not going to go to Ticketmaster, we're going to come to the door. That's all right. But that's all right, we're going to be there.
Just bring that cash. Thank you, Mayor Baraka, I appreciate you. The man, you don't really need an introduction. If you follow him on Twitter, you know he's one of the funniest guys in the game, but all the fighters love him. Top Rank certainly loves him. He's the Vice President of Boxing Operations, Mr. Carl Moretti. Let's give it up for Carl.
Thank you, Christina.
You're welcome.
This is a home game for me, finally. Yes. No hotel, just go up 21 and let it happen Saturday night. It's great to be back here in Newark and have a main event worthy of being a main event. You know, when Shakur turned pro, it was always about, you know, when am I going to fight in Newark? When am I going to fight in Newark? And, you know, he reached that status in the ring, and that's when you become a main event. And Saturday night, you know, it's up to Newark. Show up and show out, and you know, we'll get it done, I'm sure. We had a press conference about 6 weeks ago, and about 3 opponents ago, too.
That's for real.
So, you know, ironically, we announced Hiron Socceries as the opponent, and suddenly, you know, that fight fell out. And then we had Franklin Manzanilla, who's in Mexico, who had flu-like symptoms in July in Mexico. So we all know what that means. But Alberto's, you know, stepped up.
Sure did.
Took 1 day to make it. He's been in training. He's that type of professional who knows, you know, to always stay ready. And out of the 3 fighters, he's probably the best fighter of the 3. So while it's a great thing to have a homecoming fight, you still have to present a worthy main event, and I'm sure this young man and Shakur will put on a worthy main event with Alberto in him.
Yeah, and before we get to talking a little bit more about that fight and Josh's fight, I mentioned the undercard earlier. We got some great local talent, some guys that, you know, I know that you think highly of. So a couple of them are here today. Would you like to talk about who's here and kind of just the quality of the undercard we put together that's streaming live on ESPN+?
Definitely. You know, one thing about, you know, New Jersey is a big state and everybody thinks it's Atlantic City and boxing and Philadelphia and South Jersey, but the real talent, I think, is in North Jersey, and that will be proof on Saturday night with a lot of guys on the card, but two of them are here today. I'd like to bring them up and have us say a few words because I want them to get used to this. This young man is making his pro debut. After the press conference, I think he's got to go do a shoot for GQ magazine. He's from Roseland, New Jersey. He's got a couple of people coming with him. And next year, he graduates high school. Wow. Next year. So we'll get to that, but I just want to thank his dad, his team for coming out for this. Vito, come on up and say a few words. Vito Malnicki.
What's up? Vito. So, Vito Malnicki. They call me White Magic, but first and foremost, I'd like to thank Top Rank, Mr. Aram, and Mr. Moretti for having me on the card. You know, I'm ready. I had a long camp. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm ready to put on the show come Saturday, July 13th at the Prudential. So a lot of people coming from my family, friends. It's going to be a packed house, so I'm ready to put on a show. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next young fighter I want to bring up has been out of the ring for a little while. And I get calls and texts and emails from a bunch of people saying, when's Julian Rodriguez coming back? When's Julian Rodriguez coming back? You know, in boxing, you can't go into the ring when you're injured. It's not the right thing to do in general. When you tore your labrum and your rotator cuff, it's that much harder. So you can throw your career away and go in with an injury and fight with one arm, which isn't, you know, the smartest thing to do in the world, where you can rehabilitate it and get back to 100%. And that's what this kid has done. You see too many fighters who just jump back in the ring, but he's still young enough right now where he's gonna be a factor in the 140-pound division now that he's healthy. And it all starts this Saturday night. Let me bring him up to say a few words, Julian Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, everybody. First off, I want to thank God for allowing me to be healthy enough to be in this position. Secondly, I'd like to thank my family for the incredible amount of support during my recovery process. And third, I'd like to thank my management, James Prince and Mike Prince, and also my promoters, Top Rank, for being patient with me during my downtime. There's not really much to say other than I'm ready to be back in business. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of people in there for me Saturday night. I'm ready to put on a great show. You know, a while ago, I made a promise to myself and my team that I wouldn't go in there in that ring unless I was 100%, and that day has come. So, you know, we're ready to fight. Thank you all for the support.
Thank you, Julian.
Thanks, Jack. Good to have you back. There's a bunch of other kids on the card, like John Bowser from North Bergen and Josue Vargas. I don't know if he's here, but he grew up with Shakur in the amateurs. So with all this North Jersey flavor, us in the state know it's probably a good week, you know, why the New Jersey Shore will be empty this weekend, because they'll all be with Prudential on Saturday night. So we look forward to that. To take you through the rest of the card and everything else, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Carl. And I learned you have to say shore. You know, I'm from by the beach, but here it's not the beach.
It's the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, so I'm learning.
You have permission to go visit it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Just not walk around the hotel at night, I was told. But anywho, one more fighter that we would like to mention on the undercard and who's joining us up here on the stage right now is Vijender Singh. And welcome to the U.S. here. You're getting ready to make your U.S. debut, your top-ranked debut. He fights at the super middleweight division, 168 pounds. He is 10-0 with 7 knockouts. But as you get ready to make, like I said, your U.S. debut and your top-ranked debut, how are you feeling? Obviously, you're a 3-time Olympian. You've been on a big stage.
Yeah,
you ready?
true. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm an Indian boxer. I'm Olympic medalist, and that's my debut in USA. And I fought like 10 fights in UK. It's 7 knockouts, and I got 2 titles. And but last time I fought in New York was in 2010. But it's been so long now. I'm fighting again here in New York. So it's good to be here, and I think like it's going to be a great show. Yeah.
I know that you're just a few days away from the fight, and as you mentioned, and it's been a little bit of time outside of the ring pursuing some political endeavors. Now that you're focusing on boxing full time, what are your feelings just days away from the fight?
Yeah, it's true, and like it's days here now, so we have to like give our 100% the ring. That's it, and do well. That's it. I wish all the best to all the boxers. Like they do well, and just give their 100% the ring. Yeah.
There may be some fans here in the US, it's been a little while, that haven't seen you fight. I know you have a couple million Twitter followers. I know they're very familiar with you, but what can the fans expect from you on our undercard on ESPN Plus in the ring?
Like there's so many like Indian origin guy, like especially like IT or some medical kind of. I met so many people on the street, so we are excited. Like Vijender Singh is here and he's going to fight on Saturday. So like especially Indian community, I approach them and they are very excited and they come and support me there. Yes.
They all got tickets, Carl, right? We're going to have a little Indian contingent there.
I don't know how they're going to get in unless they buy tickets.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
They got to buy tickets, right?
Exactly. That's good. That's good.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being here. Welcome to Top Rank, and we look forward to seeing you in action.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now let's get to our TV fights. The opening bout is going to be Josh Greer versus Nikolai Potapov. And before we talk to Nikolai, we have Nico from Salida Promotions here. He's also going to translate for me, so thank you, Nico, very much. As I mentioned, that co-feature gets started at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Nico, would you like to say a few words on behalf of Salida before we talk to Nikolai?
Hello, everybody. I'm speaking on behalf of Salida Promotions. First and foremost, I wanted to thank Top Rank. I wanted to thank ESPN for making this fight happen, and of course, thank you, Josh Greer, for taking this fight. Nikolai Potapov is one of the best in the division, so I think he's going to put in a good show on Saturday night. So both these fighters, good luck, and I think it's going to be a great show.
Go ahead, clap it up, Molly. Go ahead. Nikolai, welcome. We're excited to have you. Nikolai is 21-1 with 11 KOs. Nikolai, you're fighting in a co-main event against Josh Greer, an opportunity to fight on ESPN, and as I mentioned earlier, an IBF eliminator for the #2 spot. What are your thoughts on the opportunity come Saturday night?
Всем здравствуйте, чувствую себя отлично, это большой бой, я хотел этот бой, спасибо Top Rank, спасибо каналу ESPN, ринг все покажет, я готов, да, это самый большой бой в моей карьере, и я к нему готовился.
Thank you everybody for having me. I'd like to thank Top Rank ESPN, right? Yes, okay, you can take it from here. Listen, my Russian's not great.
So he's saying thank you for having me. Thank you, Top Rank. Like she said, he's been wanting this fight. He's been looking at this fight. He's been watching. He's feeling great. He's feeling good. The weight cut, everything is good. So he can't wait to get started on Saturday night. That's it. He's excited.
I know Josh is excited about that fight. He also has been looking at you as an opponent for quite some time now, even saying that he's going to knock you out come Saturday night. What is your response to Josh saying that? Now's your chance.
Хорошо, что он следил за мной, я за ним не следил. Пусть попробует послать меня на настил ринга. Посмотрим. Посмотрим, Грир, что получится.
Translate that. I want to hear that.
I'm sure you do.
I'm happy that he was watching me, that he was following me, that he wants to knock me out. So we will see on Saturday night how he's gonna do it.
I can't wait to show y'all. Night night.
Yeah. Lastly, with that being said, you've watched Josh, I'm sure, fight before. How do you beat him and walk away with that #2 spot in the IBF Saturday night?
последнее, как бы ты смотрел, как Грир дерется, как ты думаешь, как ты его победишь в субботу?
Не хочу говорить громких слов, ринг покажет, Джошуа хороший боец, будет много движения, много ударов, я думаю, бой получится зрелищный.
He doesn't want to predict too much, but he thinks that he's been watching his fight. He's a very top fighter, so he thinks there's going to be a lot of punches, a lot of movement. It's going to be a very interesting fight to watch.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Nikolai, thank you.
Thank you.
Спасибо. I feel your eyes like piercing me from down there. I know. Thank you for waiting patiently for your turn. This is Josh. Don't blink. Night night. Mr. Co-main event right now, setting off alarms here in Jersey. Josh Greer, you know what's on the line. We've talked about it leading up to this fight. What does the opportunity presented to you Saturday night mean to you?
It means everything to me. You asked him a way to beat me. The only way to beat me is to kill me because I'm not giving him nothing.
With that being said, you haven't given the last 7 opponents anything. You're on a career high 7-fight knockout streak. What makes you so confident that Potapov will be victim number 8 on that list?
Because I work hard. I leave no stones unturned. Me and my coach work hard day in, day out. You know, I make the sacrifices.
You usually come out into the ring with some of the best, if not the best outfits in the game right now. Always a theme, repping your city, Chicago. I know you won't give away too much because you got to tune in on ESPN on Saturday night, but can you let everybody know, if not about the outfits, what you're, who and what you're dedicating this fight for and to?
I'm dedicating this fight, my whole career basically, to my friend Ed Brown. He was 20-0 with 16 knockouts. He got killed in Chicago. And I know that we got Ed Browns everywhere, you know what I mean, even in Newark. So I'm just bringing awareness to the situation.
And I know every time you get the opportunity, you put on, you show out. So I expect nothing less from you Saturday night on ESPN. And to be fighting on Shakur's homecoming card. You guys have been quite friendly with each other. So how has that been, just fighting and this whole promotion alongside Shakur?
Man, Shakur is like a brother to me, you know what I mean? And he called me his brother, and if I call you my brother, I mean that, you know what I mean? Him, his family, his grandfather, the way that they've been to me since I've been out here, his people, Newark, I mean, they treat me like a king out here, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't have it no other way if Shakur was to come to Chicago.
Did you bring him a gift?
Yeah, and we got something special for Shakur.
I'll wait for mine for the next fight, but I'll let Shakur have this one.
Pillow?
We got something for Shakur.
All right.
From my family to his family.
Okay.
Get your cameras ready.
He gonna give you your own pillow? Oh, smooth.
And Shakur,
There's not a body in there, don't worry.
Not another opponent, I hope.
You can do that yourself.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Shakur.
Go ahead and stand up, you guys, and hold that up. That's nice.
Okay.
That's not how they looked when you first started. You guys hold it up for Mikey here. New Jersey Devils on there.
Don't get jealous. You're going to get yours, too.
Oh.
You're going to earn yours a different way.
Yeah.
That looks nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to the main event. Carl, before we talk to the fighters, you talked a little bit about how hard it was to get an opponent to say yes to fighting Shakur. What does that say about Shakur? And then, in fact, what does that say about Alberto taking this fight on somewhat short notice? But, like you said, ended up being probably the best opponent.
Well, it wasn't the ideal situation going into a hometown promotion where the opponent changes, but unfortunately, sometimes it's a common thing in boxing when it does. But as matchmakers, we know what Alberto Guevara is. We know that if we have fighters, what's the upside in fighting Shakur? I mean, you're going to get paid. You're going to be on national television on ESPN, but Shakur's on the other side of the ring. So, we'll see what happens Saturday night, but credit to Alberto for taking this fight. He's a true professional. You know, for Shakur, it's a little bit different. It's a hometown fight. He's got to deal with tickets. He's got to deal with a couple of other things, and being in hometown, so he's ready for it. So it's only going to make Shakur a better fighter by coming through this type of thing, and that's what we're looking for on Saturday night. But it won't be easy.
It definitely won't, and you mentioned it earlier. Juan, you're going to go ahead and translate for me for Albert. Thank you so much. Albert's 27-4 with 12 KOs. Those 4 losses, 2 of them came in world title challenges. The other 2 to guys that went on to become world champions. So with that being said, what made you take this fight and say yes, albeit on short notice, when others turned down the opportunity? Why did you say yes?
¿Qué te hizo tomar la pelea con una noticia muy corta sobre enfrentar a Shakur?
Buenas tardes, muchas gracias a todos, muchas gracias a la promotora.
Good afternoon to everybody and to the promotions.
Quiero estar dentro todavía del boxeo élite. Sé que tengo para más, sé que Shakur es un chico joven, va creciendo, pero no hay imposibles. Quiero estar dentro de los grandes y sé que puedo lograrlo, sé que puedo dar una gran pelea el sábado y sé que puedo dar una gran sorpresa.
I want to stay inside the boxing. I know Shakur is a top fighter, but I want to keep proof that I can do more in boxing, and all my experience can be proved Saturday. But you know, Shakur is a top fighter, but I'm still in boxing.
Yeah, how can that experience help you? I mean, you have 20 more fights than Shakur does. As I mentioned, you fought 12 rounders. You fought in world title fights. How can all that help you on Saturday night, even though you know the crowd will be against you?
Como sabemos que tenemos el doble de récord que tiene Shakur, ¿qué te puede hacer sentir seguro el día sábado cuando Shakur tiene todo a su lado, está peleando en casa?
Primero que nada, gracias a Dios tuve experiencia amateur, tengo mucha experiencia amateur. En este lado tengo experiencia profesional, gracias a Dios el doble que Shakur. Yo creo que eso es una variante, es un buen paso. Sé que puedo aprovecharme de esa experiencia y sacarlo adelante el sábado frente a Shakur.
I believe I have experience in the amateur fights, and I believe I have a double experience in pro. So I think my experience is the one who's going to prove it.
All right, we're looking forward to Alberto. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias. Shakur, how you doing?
Good.
Good. We had a great day yesterday, didn't we, visiting the kids in Newark? And it just goes to show the excitement of the city. I mean, everywhere you go, people have been asking you for photos and for pictures and things and autographs. What does this homecoming fight mean to you to be able to come back here as a professional and fight on ESPN in the main event?
I mean, it meant everything to me, being that this was a dream of mine to always come here to the Prudential Center and fight in front of my hometown, in front of my home crowd, family, friends. I'm happy to be here, and it means everything to me.
How have you grown, Shakur, since you left Newark, coming back now on, over 21, 22 years old now?
I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like I wouldn't be the same person, like, if I had stayed. I feel like I learned a lot seeing other things throughout the world, so, yeah.
Carl, did you want to say? I saw you like...
Now, Andre Ward asked me to ask him something. Are you a Raptors fan or a Golden State Warriors fan?
Here we go.
You're all over
Put
the
this
place.
on the record right now.
You need to set the record straight because you live in Jersey. Okay, wait, whoa. We write the checks.
I'm not arguing with you, but look.
I'm just passing this on behalf of Andre.
He had the Nets.
Well, don't mention the Nets.
We had the Nets.
Okay.
We had the Nets, but they was, you feel me? They wasn't dead.
Right.
But I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
With or without Russ?
And you ever been to Oklahoma?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's my first question.
You're in Miami or somewhere else. You jumping ship. Don't lie.
Nah, I'm an OKC fan, but Kawhi Leonard my favorite player.
Okay. So now you're a Clippers fan.
Okay. No.
I'm just a Kawhi Leonard fan.
Okay, got it.
But see, but he mentioned something interesting because walking to the ring with him Saturday night will be Karl Anthony Towns and Jabril Peppers, who are legends when it comes to high school football and basketball here. Yes. And they're doing their thing in their pros. And they were at the Garden when they fought, and they were all over Shakur. Like, oh man, we got to be with him. And Karl Anthony Towns is 7 foot, and Peppers is, you know, built like a linebacker, plays like a safety, and they're all coming out because it's all about 973 in Newark and New Jersey on Saturday night, and Shakur is part of that.
We don't got no basketball team though. We need one.
And I know Saquon Barkley's a friend of yours too, and right? And he picked up SB last night.
Yeah, he owed me some money.
Oh, on them sticks. All right, back to the fight. Thank you, Carl. You know, I've heard through your interviews throughout this promotion and everything that you feel like you're the best featherweight in the world. How do you kind of back that up and make a statement on Saturday night to kind of get that title shot that I know you feel like you're ready for right now without ever overlooking your opponent?
Yeah, I'm definitely not overlooking him. Honestly, I ain't gonna let you put no pressure on me either.
I'm not. You got enough on you as it is.
I feel like I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna box my fight. I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna let everything take care of itself. So I'm gonna put on the show once I have fun and I do that.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say?
Nah, but Saturday night he going to sleep.
So you might be bringing that into the ring with you too, right?
I got to. He bought me a pillow.
Hey, you got him on ESPN highlights, SportsCenter top 10 all night long. So you may want to do that as well. But thank you to everybody that's in this room for joining us today. Thank you to all the fighters up here on the stage. We have the weigh-ins tomorrow. Those will also be streaming live on ESPN+. They're getting started at 3 p.m. right here in this room. And then as I mentioned, it's all going down. All these words are going to get backed up at the Prudential Center on Saturday night. 7 o'clock Eastern time, we get started with the undercard streaming on ESPN+, and then at 10:30 Eastern time, ESPN and ESPN Deportes for the co-main.
All right, Evan. Face off? Yeah. Face off, guys. Closer. A little closer. There we go.
Okay, I ain't got no problem with that.
Trying to sell a fight or what? Good. Good? Yeah. Thank you, guys. Josh, good? Josh.
Sorry.
Shakur, Alberto. I'm going to get right down. You got it. You good? And Nikolai, right here, guys. Just stay right there. I got it. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you guys. We're good. Now Nikolai, Josh, before you guys. Go ahead. Shoot this.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get the knockouts in there, please. And everybody, can I have everybody shift over this way in the center, please? Thank you. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Excuse me, sir.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you, guys. Here. There you go. Breathe. Thanks, guys. All right, thank you. Now just Shakur and the mayor. Josh, Nikolai, Shakur, and Alberto just get over to this side. We'll have you in a second. Shakur, stay there, sir. Either.